Hello there. This is going to be a far different video and probably a lot more subdued than any of the other ones, because this one's concerning my mental health. Now I'm recording this at the current time. My wife's out on a course today, so she probably won't see this until she gets in later on. It's no massive secret that currently I am not doing fantastic from a mental health point of view. My depression is biting harder than it has for many a year. The best way I can equate it is it's like you have a lead weight attached to you trying to drag you down into a black hole. I would urge people not to worry, because I've been here before many times, granted not quite this dark, but it is what it is. I've just realised the camera is wonky again, so excuse me 1 second while I try and sort this out. That's better. Apologies for the sound. I'm having to use a shotgun mic because all my gear is still in my brother's after playing last night. It's currently Tuesday, the day I'm going to upload this. I feel like I don't have to go through things, but I would like to go through a few things to help people to understand. Now, I would warn anybody that suffers from depression or isn't in a bad place, switch the video off now. I don't mind losing the views because some of the stuff might be a little bit triggering. That's not meant to hype it up, that's just from pure honesty's sake. Right? I think one of the things that people often lose track of is how large a part of who I see myself as has been tied to what I do. It's a massive part of who I am. Why is that? Okay, now for the deep dark truths, the one I don't really ever really mention too much. It helps me to combat the intense self-loathing I have. Yeah, I can't stand myself, never could. It gave me an identity, something I was good at, and that helped me move forward. Now, yeah, I'll always be stuck till my dying day with the world's most impressive case of imposter syndrome, because a lot of things I found really easy that other people didn't. So I always assumed that somehow I was cheating and other people just hadn't realised how to do it that way before. It's not, it's just something I was good at, but I know a few people that suffer from imposter syndrome, and you always end up second guessing yourself. I'll tell you what it feels like at the moment. I may intercut this video with some that I recorded last Tuesday. Last Monday I did 2 back to back, but things have changed, so I can't really use a lot of that video. I feel like an NPC, non-playable character. Let me explain why. Now, if we wind back to, we'll see, about 2009, 2010, my star career-wise was rising in the sky. You couldn't move on a forum or on YouTube without seeing my face. I was in the middle of doing, the series called the Wayne Casts, which a lot of people watched in the industry. It was an exaggerated version of me, but it allowed me to get a lot of things off my chest, and it's the same as this does. It acts sort of like like therapy in a way, right? With this one, I'm being a lot more honest. There's no version of me, especially not on this video. And the best way I explain it was to my wife. It's like she plays World of Warcraft a lot, right? And it's like, if you go back to the original World of Warcraft, there were certain characters where you had to go and get quests from that person in this farmhouse or whatever, right? And then after all the expansions have been released, you don't need to go and see them anymore. So people only go and do those quests out of nostalgia now. That's sort of what it feels like with me at the moment. People only really interact with me, especially from the industry. Those that aren't very good friends, either 1, they want something, or 2, nostalgia. I'm nobody's first choice to spend time with, because especially when I'm like this, I will drag every other person's mood around me down. That's the unfortunate fact. It's why when I'm depressed, I try not to be around people. It's well known that when I would pop into my local, if I was in a dark place, I would go and sit on my own for half an hour to an hour to sort this out. Now, I've had a lot of people saying, I'm going to do a video at some point answering questions about that people have asked. And a lot of people have said, well, why are you completely leaving the 3D industry? Why not go and be an art director or this or that, the other? The simple answer to that one is the fact that this industry likes to pigeonhole people. I was pigeonholed very early on as ZBrush guy, Mudbox guy, or sculpting guy. Crazy Englishman. I didn't put myself in that pigeonhole. You all did. Now it comes to biting me on the arse. I've had a word with a few large firms and the reaction is always the same. Yeah, but you're just a sculpting guy. Forgetting the vast amount of stuff I've done outside of that, you know, in my career. There's not many things I haven't done at a high level at one point or another. Apart from rigging and skinning. Not very good at that. I've even done some animation. You know, not much of it, but I've done a lot of stuff. And I have an incredibly detailed eye. Now yes, there's industries that might be useful in, but I'm also somewhat limited because as I have custody of my daughter, I can't just suddenly go and work away wherever. I can't do that anymore. I haven't been able to do that since 2015. So that's not an option. It's really not an option. There's a lot of stuff going on with friends and family, with some pretty severe health things going on I can't go into. That is fucking with my head in a right royal way. Because I'll tell you something, I was talking to my brother last night and a friend of mine, Dan. If Dan's watching, hello Dan. And I said something. And I said, well, the thing is, my secret fear is that I'm going to end up alone. That now, slowly, every single thing and person I care about is going to be either taken away or dropped dead. That's my fear. I'm a survivor. I've lived on the streets. So I know there's a pretty good chance I'm still going to be around in some way, shape or form. I might be living in a cardboard box, we don't know that. But I'll probably survive. I think one of the things is I'm an intelligent man with quite a tasty IQ. I learn things fast and in depth, but it also means I see the patterns. I've seen these patterns in myself and also in others before, and they don't normally end well. I've managed to achieve something. I've opened an Etsy store selling t-shirt designs. I'll link it down there on the YouTube thing. We'll see what happens with that. I reckon it'll take 6 months to a year to get enough products designed to be able to move forward. I don't know, no guarantees. But I am in a very dark place at the moment, and let me outline for those of you who don't have depression or any sort of mental health problem, how it can work in a lot of people. Not everybody, everybody's different. Now, I know there are about that many people, right, I can go to help sort this out. Very good friends and family. Here's the kicker. I wasn't able to do that. There's a complete mental block. I cannot ask for help. Don't ask me why. I don't know what's part of it. So a lot of the time, although people will say, look, if you ever need me, I'm here, blah, 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 blah. And you've seen this plenty of times on Facebook, right? And people say, but why didn't so-and-so ask for help? Because they're unable to. They can't ask for help because it's a mental block. That's part of it. The depression will protect itself and reinforce itself with negative automatic thoughts, you know, repetitive thinking, all that stuff. because I can tell you now, no matter what you say to me, my brain says worse every single fucking day. It's why I am the way I am. And it's why the art acted as a wonderful way of getting it all out. Now, I know a lot of people saying, oh, we'll be back. Well, unless there's some significant changes in the way 3D's done, no, that's not going to happen. VR's not at the stage where I see it as useful for me yet. By the time it is, I'll be so rusty, it'll be laughable. I'm a realist. I know the stuff in my head that's worth a fortune to the right people, the amount of experience I have. Will they listen to that? Will they realise that? It's doubtful. I'm just a crazy Englishman. Unfortunately, I'm in that box. Nothing I can do to get out of it. I didn't make the box. Other people did. So, I'm trying to keep a lid on exactly how dark I go in this video. But this is the worst depression I've had in a long time. Now, I can normally feel when it's starting to go into a zone where it's not as in my control. It's happened on 3 occasions in my lifetime. And this is also a wonderful way of illustrating what can happen if you overwork as well, by the way, and make depression worse. The first time was when I was writing the ZBrush book, Essential ZBrush. I had a complete mental breakdown due to the pressure of trying to do all this and juggle all the stuff that was going on. I put my son Kane to bed. He was only a toddler at the time. I walked downstairs, out the front door, and I was off. We lived in a place called Langley Park at the time. And I walked to the roundabout. If I turned left, I was going to go to my mother's. And yes, I know it looks right on the video, but you know. If I turned left, I was going to go to my mum and my dad's, about 7 miles away. If I turned right, I was going to Durham and jump off the viaduct. Obviously, I turned left. You know why I turned left? Because the one thing my mum and my dad always made sure me and my brother had hammered into our heads was one phrase: no matter how bad things are, no matter what you've done or what's been done to you or how you're feeling, you can always come home. So I did. I spent a month with mum and dad gluing my head back together. The next 2 times we were within 24 hours due to a serious family event, we'll just say, because there was lots of stuff going on that I can't really cover. I am paranoid that it'll happen again, because the times I've had mental breakdowns previously, they've been fucking messy. They affect a lot of people. It's why I'm trying not to go down that road. I need an identity. I need to be good at something. More importantly, I need to be good at something that other people think I'm good at. Now, I know I'm a decent musician. I'm never going to be famous, because I'm not that good. I need to find something else. Another reason. A reason to be alive. Because currently, the depression's telling me I don't have one. That's what's scary. Am I going to listen to it? No. I've been around the block enough. So, it's a struggle, because the thing that I saw as one of the most defining parts of me, which, by the way, don't do what I've done, because otherwise you can end up in this situation, has been taken away through, you know, things outside of my control. But it is, you know, I've always said for years, you are not your job. That was a very classic case of do as I say, not as I do, though, let's face it. I've been my job since I first started. It's not the way to do it, really, is it? You know, I've made a lot of mistakes in my career and in my life that I'd like to redo again. But the thing is, given the chance, I wouldn't, because each one's a learning experience. You learn from every single mistake. Make no mistakes, you don't learn. I tell the students that. You know, I lecture 1 morning a week for a university, you know, and try and pass things on. And some of the young people are doing really well. Some really good people, I'm saying, coming up through the industry. Those of you that are still around, yeah, you're going to have fun with some of these ones, because these ones are really good. But I honestly don't know what the way forward is from anything else at the moment. I need to find a reason. It's very hard to find a reason or a reason to be still alive when...
Bingsy, bingsy, bing. You have a message insert name here.
That's my phone. If you wonder what that is, it's meant to be the disorganizer from the Terry Pratchett books. It drives the wife crazy. I'm sick of it, and I don't know how to remove it. But anyway, yeah, so I have to try and, you know, find something, anything. Lately, I've been isolating myself away from a lot of the people I know on purpose, because I don't want to drag them down. Now, yeah, in some cases they might be able to help, but they also might not. I never want to be responsible for bringing another human being down to the way I'm feeling currently. That's the bottom line. Is that the depression talking and trying to protect itself? Quite possibly. You know, it's like, I don't know. I don't have any questions. So this is quite a depressing one. Well, it is about depression, you know what I mean? It's what do you expect will have a fucking minute. Let's be realistic here. But as I say, don't overly worry. I'm not about to do anything stupid. Well, not that sort of stupid. There's plenty of stupid things I do on a daily fucking basis, but, you know, I'm not going to do anything, you know, life-endingly stupid, put it that way. I do have an eye on my mental health. My wife's got an eye on it as well. I just need to get around this little corner. This is the hard bit, because as I said, I knew it was going to come. There was no universe where dropping out of 3D I wasn't going to go into a massive depression for a while. That's a given, right? So there's not really any sort of interesting thumbnail to put on this one apart from me looking depressed, so, you know, it's all a bit shit really, but I will keep pegging onwards and upwards. Well, maybe not upwards, maybe just onwards, and try not to go any further down. So it's very rare I give a peek behind the mask, or behind the curtain if you were, to do with the way my head works. So my wife wasn't even aware of my intense self-loathing until the day before yesterday. I hate some things very well, and a lot of things it explains why I am the way I am, and why I'm a little bit weird, a little bit different. Anyway, I suppose you could say that you know, the everyday Wayne is still me playing the part of Wayne. The real Wayne, I think, is so apparent that I don't think deserves to exist. That's harsh, isn't it? It's true, but, you know, that's what I think. Not that I also know it's probably a load of rubbish. But as I've said before, your own worst enemy is this up here. Now I might cut some stuff from the previous video that I haven't shown yet into this point or somewhere in it. You know, just because I was in a slightly happier mood in that one. It hadn't gone quite as far down the fucking roller coaster of depression. So yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. This has been Life After 3D, what, episode 9? I think it's 9. You can count, you can read the title, don't need me to. I'm Wayne Robson, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.